Well, guys, I can't sleep. Okay, so I figured I'd do a little video on a little haul I got this. I think it was this week, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was this week. Went down to work's got me working out of town, and man, it's kicking my ass. But I went down into Bristol, Virginia / Tennessee, the Virginia side of it, to try to sell some comics. I got a whole box left over from some books I took to a flea market to sell. Figured I'd give it a shot. And sometimes these comic shops will give you a pity story or something. And he started saying that he had a big overstock of stuff that he was actually thinking about taking to an auction and letting it go ahead and even $5 a box and all this stuff. And I wasn't buying it. So I kind of asked myself, I'm over 2 hours away. Can you just look, see if anything catches your eye? And he said, well, if it's not Silver Age. But he flipped through there and he saw some trades. The trade paperbacks I had in there was like a Bone trade paperback, volume 3, the Scholastic edition where they colored it. I think I got it 50 cents at a Goodwill. I can go back in my videos and look. I think it was 2 volumes of Why the Last Man, maybe like volume 4 and 5 or something. That doesn't sound right, but anyway. It was up there, and I think I got those 90% off. So, and then it was a hardback of Powers that I paid $7 for. Seems like there was something else in there. So basically, maybe $12. I had $12 in it over the last like 6 months or something, and I ended up getting 34 books. That he had boxes and boxes of stuff for $1 a piece. And what was funny is some of the stuff I saw in those dollar boxes, and he even let me in the room in the back. Okay, the private room where he had some stuff, and I found a big run of Hellblazer from like number 2 on up to like issue 46 and stuff, and good stuff back there. But I saw a bunch of my books, so it would have been doubles and stuff. And this book I just threw down. But so I ended up trading. I was there. Before I show you the trade, this book I just threw down, it's really strange. A lot of people feel nostalgia, or they kind of think of better times, when they're not real, content with what's going on in their present life and stuff. That's where a lot of that comes from. That's why we long for simpler times and think about back in the day and stuff a lot of times. Sometimes those are just happy memories. But it's really weird because, I've always got this thing where I can see one of my comics and tell you what was going on or where I was at and stuff when I bought it or got it or acquired it. And it was really strange because one of the books, from the 70s when I was like 4 or 5 that got me, that really had me thinking back when I was a kid and stuff, was actually just laying in the floor back here behind me. Somehow this one book fell in the floor. And I don't really read into things too much and stuff, but it was really strange. It was this Charlton Comics Creepy Things number 2. And there's a story in here. This is seriously one of the first, comics I remember reading and stuff. It was my stepdad's. And it's got a story in the back. It's got a page of Mike Zeck, early Mike Zeck. This thing's from 1975. I kind of remember reading it 78. And it's got a story in it called Slime, Slogs, and Glumps, which just blew my mind because, like, a lot of times to get past the comics code and stuff, to add tension to a horror story and stuff, Neil Adams is the one that Neil Adams is the guy that explained this somewhere along the line. He used kids. That added tension and stuff since they couldn't go so far and they had to have the Comics Code Authority. A lot of restrictions, and putting out horror comics at all, it was amazing at the time. But it really kind of took me back. I saw this laying on the floor and it was like, bam, skies were bluer. Getting up Saturday mornings, watch Johnny Quest, Battle of the Planets, and then whatever Scooby-Doo was on, and Super Friends and all that stuff, and Flash Gordon and all that stuff really took me back. Seems like the skies were bluer. Went roller skating at noon. About killed myself trying to teach myself how to skate. One of my mom's friends would take me with her kids and stuff. Noon every Saturday. Remember watching wrestling. 3 birds were breaking out. So that was like 79, 80. Gordon Soley, Minnesota Wrecking Crew. The Big Turn by Ole Anderson. But enough of that stuff. I don't know what happened, man. I just saw it and it was like, bam, I was right back there. So basically, here's the books that I got in my haul. we're going to open them up and go through this together. I got these, I don't know when it was, Wednesday maybe. So let's see what I ended up picking out. And yeah, I went through his boxes. There's a lot of good stuff there. Left behind a few things, but you know. All right, right here right off the first thing, we have Mobius Airtight Garage from Epic Comics in the 80s. This is 3 of 4. This is bound to make 2, 3. I probably need 1 or 2 issues of this miniseries. I'm thinking I just need 1 now. Mobius, one of those original heavy metal guys. You know, I think when this came out, this is around the time that I think he did that Silver Surfer 2-issue miniseries through the Epic line with Stan Lee writing. If you haven't checked out Mobius's Airtight Garage, you're in for an experience. You know, it's different, very different. Oh, right on the back of this, I love these guys, man. I have a Hellboy meets the Beast of Burden, and it's just a sweet pack of dogs, man. That somehow they're kind of like horror stuff comes up, and they're kind of like defenders of the hill, you know, this area and stuff, and the dogs talk to each other and stuff. If you haven't been reading Rover Red Charlie or something like that, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it's not post-apocalyptic, it's horror. And you know, some of these stuff these sweet dogs go up against, you're just like, oh no, you know, great stuff. Books of Magic number 75. I'm so close to having a full run of this. I figure, what the hell, why not? I don't know when it ended, but we're getting close here. So, and actually, I think the guy that writes this lives like 2 hours away from here, and they had to talk him into actually taking a stab at doing the Books of Magic, because this is based upon the 4-issue miniseries that Neil Gaiman wrote. They were like, "No, you'll do fine" and stuff. His name was Peter Snejberg. I don't know if you can pronounce that, if it shows up. All right. Then I got this, and I'm actually going to open this up, man. They came out with a set of bubblegum cards without bubblegum of Madman, Mike Allard's Madman, by different artists, right? And this is actually one of the comics that show you some of the cards. I wished I'd gone back there and found them. I have them here somewhere. Okay, but this is the Madman Picture Exhibition number 1. Okay? And just to give you a rundown of some of the people that he got to do these little cards. Jack Kirby, Frank Frazetta, Alex Toth, Joe Kubert, Mobius, Barry Windsor Smith, Mike Kaluta, Charles Vest, Dave Stevens, Frank Miller, P. Craig Russell, Walt Simonson, Bill Sienkiewicz, John Byrne, Paul Chadwick, Mark Schultz, Rick Gary, Steve Rude, Mark Hempel, Don Simpson, Sergio Aragonis, just to give you an idea. And like these things are like trading cards. Okay, it was a box of trading cards and stuff. And I've got mine from the 90s, but like there's Jack Kirby's card that he did for him. And there's Frank Frazetta's. Okay. I could probably do a whole video on everybody that's on here, and then you get a black and white edition of the Frank Frazetta Uncovered 2-page spread, and I could probably do a whole video showing you those. And I don't know how many of those came out, but I have the cards, and maybe a slideshow one day. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. See, some of these are turned around. I'm glad I quit when I was ahead there. Well, anyway. Here is an early Madman Adventures from Thunder Press. This is probably 92 or 93 when he was getting Madman going. Okay. And then here's a Hellboy, an early Hellboy. It's got the corpse and the iron shoes in it. This is a pretty early Hellboy. I'm thinking like if you can look inside, and if you look inside the cover, it'll tell you an actual number. Even though these are a series of mini-series and one-shots, a lot of them will kind of tell you where they go because they're numbered. Like this might be like number, I don't know, 7 or 8 in a series or something. This is one of the earlier Hellboys. That corpse has been reprinted a whole lot, and Iron Cross has been reprinted a whole lot. I'm not saying this is the original because I haven't done my homework, but it could be. Alright. My second copy of this, it's kind of an upgrade. Madman Comics number 1 from Dark Horse. Okay, with Frank Miller, one of those Frank Miller sketches. That's one of his cards. Okay, some of these might be doubles, but I had to get this one because it's Big Guy meets Rusty the Robot, Jeff Darrow, Frank Miller creation. And they made a Saturday morning cartoon of this, man, and kind of like in the spirit of, like, I don't know, 50s sci-fi with touch of steampunk with Astro Boy. You know, I don't know. Anyway, this is number 6. Okay. Looks like a Bruce Timm or something on the back. I don't know. Alright, here's number 7 with a Jeff Darrow cover. Alright, and another Jeff Darrow with, you know, Rusty the Robot there, versus the Puke in number 9. Okay, Don Simpson on the back. And what do we got here? This is number 9. That must have been number 8. Nice little run here. Okay, Alex Ross cover, probably painted over Allard if I had to guess. And I don't care if that's a double, that's a great cover. And here's another Alex Ross cover. That one looks like pure Alex Ross. You know. And I've always wondered, I always want to mention this in a video, but you know, Alex Ross has painted the back of a lot of Silver Age or Bronze Age, you know, back covers of comics. But who the hell was this guy? I mean, that was an actual picture of an actual guy. I always wondered who the hell he was. Alright, I got a big lot of iZombie not too long ago for about 30 cents a piece. And I got one more here, number 14, more Mike Allred. Big old handful of brains there. It looks like they're playing skee ball. And I get it now, I get it, you know. Instead of rolling a ball into the hole, it's roll a brain into, you know, the chick's mouth. And oh, look at this. If you have not got on Netflix, if you have Netflix, you need to check out Troll Hunter and hang in there, man. This is an excellent movie from, I don't know, Sweden, Norway, or something like that. It's kind of like a documentary of the unsung protector of the secret hero of of them. And he runs around in a little van and stuff, but he fights trolls and stuff, keeps everybody safe, you know. And it feels like it's like a real documentary. It doesn't feel fake. Got me some more Kirby here. Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers, number 6. Love this series. Fell in love with this. Found a bunch of them 2-3 years ago, and always glad when I can find some. Alright, got me another Deadpool from the 1998 series. You know, I think he had a mini-series, and then they gave him an ongoing series. So, it's always good to feel those. I've been finding those pretty good. Alright, this is for Steve Ogden. I've got a package for him, and I keep putting it off because I keep finding stuff like this. I'm starting to load it up. But, you know, Millennium Press, Doc Savage, Devil's Thoughts number 1, and it is signed by the writer. I couldn't believe I found that. I mean, that's cool. And when I got it up there and shoved together, this is what I was getting, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, another number 1 of Doc Savage, one of the minis, okay. Like I said, I got these all in trade. Justice League America, Trinity War, Part 2 of 4. This is Justice League America number 6. $4 book for, you know, trade. Got a bunch of Invisibles. I don't know what volume this is. I'm thinking this is volume 2 from October 97. Phil Jimenez, Grant Morrison series. I've been picking these up left and right. And this is probably from volume 1, number 9. There was several volumes of Invisibles and stuff. You know, it's got a beginning, middle, and end. Alright, here's a Dead Rooster with number 10. Pretty sure this is volume 1. All these are from volume 1, I believe now. Number 11. I don't know how well they're showing up. I'm all shaky. Number 12. I'm just going to grab these wherever I find them. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, some Why the Last Man. Number 37. I can't believe this is from like 2005. Time flies. Okay. So I just sold a bunch of these on eBay, but I think that store has the ones I sold on eBay still down there for 30 cents a pop. So I think I'll just have a little corner to get this Vertigo stuff. What do we got here? Number 33. 38. I got to that Secret Agent. Okay, got some more Justice League from the 52 here. Here's number 10, and apparently one of these is a variant cover. So, I'm going to assume this one is the variant cover is what I'm thinking. Not even sure who that character is. I got a bunch of these I need to read. Alright, number 11, that's probably a double, but I figured why not. Number 16, part of the, what is that, Battle for the Throne or something was starting? I don't know. Yeah, Throne of Atlantis. Yeah. Apparently, you know, Aquaman was losing his shit. Number 17, still a tie into the Throne of Atlantis. Got me another Hellblazer. What have I got here? Number 239. Yeah. The Whistling Skull. Now let me tell you something. This is the third story arc for the Liberty Files. It was two set to prestige format miniseries. I think they were both 2 issues apiece. Tony Harris from in his Jolly Roger studio. I'm not sure who wrote them. This says B. Clay Moore, but I don't know the first one. The first 2 were excellent. It's kind of like there's, I don't know what you call it, like they're agents of the government, any members of the Justice Society. So it's like they're secret agents, not so much that they're superheroes. And the Batman was called the Bat. Dr. Midnight was called the Owl. You know, you saw really gruesome take on, sad and gruesome take on Mr. Terrific and stuff, and just an alternative Earth during World War II. Hourman was called the Clock, you know. And this one's about the Whistling Skull. And DC 52 started after, you know, everybody was anticipating this came out that were fans of the Liberty Files. And this is a 6-issue miniseries, and it came and went. And if you follow Tony Harris on Facebook and stuff, this completely changed the game. He's completely independent now. You know, he's taking commissions and putting some stuff on there. And it's pretty sad because, you know, he was doing Ex Machina. I think that's how you say it. 50 issues of that, which won awards and stuff. And apparently, you know, DC just put this out, didn't really get behind it. A few advertisements, they were more focused on 52, and, you know, apparently it didn't go well. You know, actually, I got to the point I couldn't read some of Tony's Facebook statuses. Yeah, number 2. I'm just missing 3 and 6 of this. Okay, but it looks real interesting. A little bit of steampunk in there. And number 5. Alright, that's it, guys. Maybe looks like I'm going to be watching a movie or something. Maybe it might get on Netflix or something. Trying to see if I got anything over here. I don't know, man. I don't want to put in the Pixar's the movie Up. That'll make me sad. I don't feel like crying tonight. Who knows? Alright, guys. Later. Carry on.